Let's just talk dogs. Talk. Well, talk dogs.
Welcome to Talk Dogs.
Welcome to Talk Dogs.
We talk about dogs.
This is Talk Dogs right here.
Let's just do that. And we'll just talk about cool documentaries.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, man, I'm all about documentary.
Okay, all right. Welcome to RezX, an Indigenous lifestyle show for everyone. My name is Chris Ross, and I am your host. And with me today is a very special guest host, Brad Bellegarde. That's with me today. So welcome to the show.
Namaste.
So before we get any further, let's get some business out of the way. I want to thank our sponsors, our season sponsor, the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority, and also our co-sponsors, Sigayrak Artist Collective. So with that, let's get the show started. Welcome to the show.
Get it rolling.
Brad Bellegarde, and how are you doing today? Welcome, man.
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for inviting me on this show. It's a great day to be alive. That's what I say every day when I wake up, being from the Rez.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like a new format for the show. I think, like it's trying to do something different, have some fun with it, and just mess around and just, see whatever, comes to mind and just have some fun and
Yeah.
All right. So with that, a lot of people, for those people that don't know who you are, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that know who you are too, right? But for those people out there watching, can you tell them a little bit about Brad Bellegarde, what the artistic side? Can you tell them about InfoRed and tell about like your,
Yeah, the elevator pitch.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give a short elevator pitch. I'm from Regina, but I'm from Little Black Bear First Nation. I always tell kids this. I go into a lot of schools and talk to kids about being a hip-hop artist and teaching them about being Indigenous. My mother is from Carry the Kettle. My dad is from Little Black Bear. So I have two reserves. Like a lot of kids do have two reserves nowadays. So I try to influence a little bit of pride in where they're from and who they are and who I am. And I think it's really important for us to understand that. And what I do, I just like rapping, man. Rap is just... I've always been a rapper since grade 9. I was old school, new school, then skipped school, then back to school. Now I'm old school, used to skip school, and I'm schooled. A little bit of hip hop. There's a little bit of hip hop brain right there, But I mean, I just love the ability to be able to influence kids. Like kids, you can teach kids so many things, but if you can write it in a rap and drop a jewel on them and give them a little bit of knowledge and information that they can put down in their own words, I think that's the best way to create a movement. Because I know you like hip hop, you like rap music.
Yes, I do.
There's a lot of rappers out there right now that they're some of the best entertainers that I've ever seen. I don't know if they're true hip hop, but it's evolved. So and it gives us an opportunity. So just to put it in perspective, I sit here as 41 years old. I started rapping at 14, so I've been rapping for more than 2/3 of my life.
Wow.
So there's a lot of rappers out there that they're not even, I've rapped longer than they've lived.
Like me, I'm more like, I grew up listening to like a lot of like G-Funk, even like gangster rap, even like some, that was my first introduction. It was like NWA and Eazy and Dr. Dre. And then I became like really into like making of beats, right? And producers and stuff like that. But I know that with real hardcore hip hop heads, it's not just about the beats, right? It's also about the rhymes and about the lyricism. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it's like if people understand hip hop came from a marginalized community where there's poverty, there's gangs, there's violence, substance abuse. I think that there's a lot of similarities with our Indigenous youth right now. So it was a platform that was created for people to rap their struggles and talk about issues that were happening at home, social issues that are still going on today. But for our Indigenous youth, we see tons of similarities now. We have gangs, we have substance abuse, we have alcoholism, and high incarceration rates. And I think that's an opportunity for us to be able to use use what we know. That's how to be storytellers.
Yeah.
Indigenous people are storytellers, and to create songs that tell stories for individuals to understand, whether that be for alcoholism or gangs or even intergenerational trauma events like the legacy of residential schools and things like that.
Yeah. And speaking of residential schools, I asked you if you had like a music video of your own that you can play for the folks at home here. So can you tell them what you brought with you today?
Yeah. So the video is called I Remember, and it was actually it's a story. It's my family story. My parents both went to LeBret, Quappelle Indian Residential School. My uncle went to LeBret. All my family members went to LeBret. And it's their stories of their first day of school. Everybody remembers their first day of school. I remember my first day of school. But I remember getting to go home. And it's just that story of them, that common experience that everybody, all the survivors out there have gone through, going to school and not being able to go home. And what they remember from losing their hair to what they had to eat the next day. And it was my first video I directed. So that's kind of cool. And we shot it right in LeBret.
Yeah. Well, let's check it out, man. Tell them what the video is.
It's called I Remember.
All right. Play it.
I was playing outside, just a little man, with the world in the palm of my hand. A little kid living life with innocence. I remember everything with images. A red truck and a man in a black robe. They told my mom, call him Father Joe. So we called him Father Joe. I saw a tear in my mother's eye. I let out a cry, but I didn't know why. Piled up in the back of a truck, it had a flatbed on it and the road was rough. My hands were shaking, feeling sick to my stomach. Where are they taking us? Who could have done it? My body is nervous. Why am I leaving? What is the purpose? What is the reason? Now I'm just a last little kid looking for my mother in this life that I live. All alone on the road that I'm traveling, and all I really want to do is just go home. I remember walking through the doors of the school. It was cool in September. They gave us clothes, put numbers on our sweater, said this'll be your name till you're home in December. They put powder on my head, threw me in the shower, then lined us up for bed. They took my braid away. They took my braids away.
When I see you taken away, my heart becomes displaced. With broken shadows, no time for fate. I'll never see you again. I know I'll never see you again. I know I'll never see you again.
Cold night, feeling shackled in my bed. I remember hearing whispers from the kids, whispers across the room, talking things like, I hope we go home soon. And this is just the first night in my life. I think this is my worst night. I'm just a kid in the test of my will. When we'd hear the jingle of the keys, we'd all lie still. I close my eyes just to block of where I'm living, with an image on a cloud that I'm sitting. I wanna fly away. I wanna fly away. I can't cry, I can't sleep. They even took away your gift for trying to speak. I remember thinking that we never get to meet. Then my mind drifted off and fell asleep. My first morning brought food I couldn't eat, and if we didn't, we get punished in a seat. This is the life that I had to live in residential school as a kid. Now it's 60 years later looking back. Kinda funny how my mom remembers that. All the little things that I can't forget. But I'm thankful that I made it every step. And through the years, confronted so many fears, my feelings have been adjusted, I'm telling it to your ears. The elements of my tears, the sentiments of the years that I spent with my peers. I
When I
remember.
see you taken away, my heart becomes displaced. With broken shadows, no time for fate. I'll never see you again. I know I'll never see you again. I know I'll never see you again.
Let's continue on with the show with Brad Bellegarde, aka InfoRed, in the studio with me today. Right on. So we're gonna cut right to a segment that we do. It's called 10 questions, and it's a very speed round. You know, you gotta. It's just basically boom, boom, boom.
Okay, so it's like the Speedo round at the bingo hall.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't
man.
say the letter; you just go straight into the answer.
Yeah, you just go.
All
like
right,
1,
let's do
3,
this.
4, 7, 8. Okay, and let's start that timer there. And here we go. 10 questions with Brad Bellegarde. Favorite hip hop artist and why?
Of all time, Tupac. Straight up, just because he influenced me when I was in high school, and he still does till this day.
Amazing. Yes, I would have said the same thing. Okay, finish this line from this popular rap song. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing.
That you need to know about unless you can understand what they're saying. There you go.
Good answer there, man. I thought you would slip on that.
No,
just
man.
accidentally, curse, but
No,
that's good.
no cursing.
It's a PG show. Keep it PG.
I'm always PG.
Okay. So speaking of Tupac, this is my third question.
Okay.
Leading right into it. Will they ever catch the real killer of Tupac and Biggie?
I think they already have. Mm-hmm. And it's all over YouTube. You can find it. I think the killer's probably in Manila right now. The Philippines hanging out with them.
Yeah, check it out. YouTube.
Yeah, check it out. You can see if you think you know, then you gotta go on YouTube and find out even more.
Yes. Find out YouTube. Good. Check it out. Okay, Star Trek or Star Wars?
I like Star Trek, man.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I used to have a Trek in high school, so that was my starter package with my starter hat and my Trek. Man, that's my Star Trek right there.
So, who is your favorite movie character of all time?
Oh, probably Paco el Agre.
What the?
Blood in, Blood out.
Oh,
The Black
okay.
Rooster. He was my favorite character. Benjamin Bratt was his name. But,
okay.
But his character as Paco el Agre on Blood in, Blood out was the best when he was like the boxer. I think that was one of the most influential movies of all time for sure. You have native kids from the reserve all of a sudden speaking Spanish. They're like, somos pocos, somos pumas locos, ese.
Oh, man. Okay, so this next question is gonna be easy. Should be easy to answer. So that guy, who wins an ultimate battle to the death? His name
Yeah, Paco el Agre.
versus Chuck Norris.
Chuck.
Oh wow.
Chuck, for sure, we're dealing with colonialism all the time, man. It's colonization in the fullest. Chuck Norris is the epitome of the monarchy, the epitome of every government system at once. Plus, he's got the tone on his skin, so
Yeah,
he's gonna dominate.
Yeah, and he probably has an army,
And we all have cousins named Chucky or something like that. I'd want him to be my cousin.
Yeah.
Don't make me call my cousin Chuck.
Yeah, colonizer Chuck. Okay, fried bannock or baked bannock?
Fried.
If you could dance powwow, what category would you dance?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
All the time.
Just Iron Man. Yeah, I'd be Iron Man and dance Iron Man.
No, I mean, it'd be traditional though, but Iron Man though.
Yeah, just Iron Man specials.
Iron Man specials. That's all I do.
Okay, this is a kind of crazy one. Like, okay, if you seen a UFO and it came down and the aliens said they would take you on a ride through space and bring you back home tonight, but wouldn't tell you what they were gonna do, would you still go?
You know what? That's a pretty good one. It's like, just picture the rap songs I could come up with, galactic rap, after that. I'd go for it, I think. I'd go for it. It would be, as long as I know I'm getting home, so I could make breakfast in the morning. I think I'd go. It's like, what are you going to, what's the worst thing that they can do to you? Just traumatize you for the rest of your life? It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We're already traumatized intergenerational anyways, and we're still laughing about stuff, so.
There's nothing the aliens can do.
I was like Outcast. AT aliens.
Yeah, that's true, man. And so finally, finishing with the easiest question in the world. why are you here and what is your purpose
My purpose for being here
in
in
the
life,
world, in life, everything? But
a long, long time ago. We don't have enough time. Why am I here? You know what? I'm here on this show because I was excited about this show. I'm really glad at what you're doing here. You're reaching out a whole new, different demographic of people. And I think you can keep the motivation going, momentum going by establishing a lot more followers and listeners, youth and schools and stuff to get that name out there, RezX. And I just want to be a little part of Chris Ross's history by being able to come on here and talk about hip hop music and keep it PG.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
And thank you, man. I mean, you might have misinterpreted the question as like, "What you like here on Earth?" But
Yeah.
still, man. That's awesome. I didn't mean to be rude.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
why
why
am
are
I
you here? But no, but
Well, I
thank
got
you,
to thank
man.
my mom and my pops for being here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm here in the studio right now, though.
Yeah, man, and so thanks, man, for being here for sure. You know, and like, but you know, before we go to commercial here, because I think we're getting close to that time here. So, you know, going back to hip hop, like let's go back to some of your influences. You know, because I'm always wanted to know about, you know, different music artists and who did they listen to. Is it just hip hop? Are there other influences outside of hip hop? Like what is the kind of the stew of like all the ingredients that make up InfoRed?
Oh, you know, there's definitely there's a nice cauldron with different genres cooking up in it at the same time. You know, some days I like listening to. Do you have Sirius Radio?
No, I don't. I have
No?
Spotify, but
You have some you have some serious data on your phone though. Like I like listening to like grunge music, like Nirvana, Soundgarden, and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like Alice in Chains were awesome influence on me. But when it comes to rap, it was definitely Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg when Doggy Style came out.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I'm like, who is this guy? Where is he from?
I was like, what is this?
I wanted to learn everything about that dude. It's like my one friend actually, his dad, he got his dad to buy the CD, and his dad was like, "Oh, cool. Okay, I'll buy the CD for you." Didn't know what it was. They put it in, and then he looked at the cover, and he seen that cover was like so not kid friendly. That cover.
No.
So he took the CD and he tossed out the window. He's like, "You're not listening to this no more," you know. But that.
That happened to me, man. Driving with my dad on the Rez, and I'm like, "Here's some tunes." He's like, "Yeah, play. I want to hear some music, some tunes now." So he threw in my tape, and then it was playing Lottie Dottie, and it was like the real bad part, man, where he describes like
that right there. See now.
He ejected, and he literally like rolled the window, and he threw my Snoop tape like.
Oh man!
ditch,
See,
like-
I wonder how many Snoop albums were found in the ditch after that first year of being released. But Snoop Dogg definitely. Ghetto Boys was heavy influence for me. Spice One, Too Short,
Spice One.
like that whole the Dangerous Crew and E40 and the Click. Those guys, Sick With It. They were all influences for me when it comes to rapping and freestyling. And actually, just being able to listen to music that you can't get in Canada was the biggest thing.
No,
I just
you
go down to
couldn't.
the States and I'd look at CD covers and I'd be like, Lil Bruce, I don't know who this is, but he sounds good. But you remember like rap back in the day, rappers were all either fat or big,
Yeah.
not little.
Yeah.
Every rapper nowadays, Lil.
Yeah.
Lil Baby, Lil whoever, Lil Juicy J. I don't know what their names are. There's so many. Lil Uzi Vert. You know, they have crazy names nowadays, but they're all little. But we listen to big rappers like Notorious Big.
Yeah.
Big Pun. Fat Joe. You know,
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
L. Rappers were big and fat back. Let's bring the big and fat rap back. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding, man. Like, jeez. Yeah, I remember like, Fat Joe. Like, you know, not for you had to mention Big L, but Big L wasn't big, but his name was Big L.
Yeah, I know.
But,
Rappers are
but that was the
big.
names, right? Yeah, it was
Definitely.
like- yeah, but like, you know, speaking of, I want to close with like Tupac before we go to break.
Yeah, man.
Like Tupac was definitely like I remember being in Poundmaker Reserve, and my sister said, "Hey, did you hear that Tupac got out of jail and they did a song with Dr. Dre? It's called California Love."
yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? Like, if I ever to get that news, and I was just blown away when.
Oh, that's when the double tape came out.
Yeah, the double tape.
The double tape. I could say that. Like, I ask kids that all the time. Do you know what a tape is? But a double tape now, that was it. You had 4 sides.
Oh yeah,
music.
4
It's
sides,
like that first song came on. You knew California Love because you caught it on that Friday night Rap City video. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, when that tape came out, that changed All Eyes on Me. That changed everything for music for me. There was so much more opportunity to like
and it was
explore.
So cool that they were doing like songs with like the East Coast, like with Method Man or Redman.
I know,
Like,
yeah, Method
like,
Man,
nobody knew that Death Row was
Redman,
gonna
Corrupt
be
was on there.
Corrupt
That was
and
a, yeah, that was really cool.
yeah, I love like immersing myself in like these old school documentaries back in the day, like the Death Row stories. I watch all that stuff. But I mean, like I go back and it blows my mind that these guys were like 25, like
I know,
mid 20-year-olds, just
not even. They were like early 20s,
Yeah,
like
and-
23 years old millionaires.
yeah, and that was insane because they were just doing things that, imagine if like our generation, like indigenous, or not our generation, they're a little older now, but like the young generation today did stuff like that. That would be crazy, man. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's
and I
like
think it's gonna happen. I actually do. I actually think something's.
there'll be a movement. There already is. The ball's rolling right now. We got entrepreneurs coming out, and a lot of entrepreneurs of those youth, those ages, they all want to help the people, and I think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Taking it back to learning our identity. Like, look at it. Took us how long? How many years did it take us to start growing our hair?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
I had to hit the mid-30s before I started. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna grow my hair, and that's not because I can't afford a haircut. That's because I was like, I should start growing my hair here.
Yeah,
But-
me too. I just like, because I had kids and we wanted my son to have long hair, and I was like, well, I should just try to normalize it for him. Because there's going to be like, there might be a time in his life where he's going to get bullied, and it's like,
Yeah.
but your dad has long hair. It's just, just try to normalize it in the, because back in the day, that's how we were, right? We didn't have barbers on the, like no disrespect to the wicked barbers out there.
Yeah.
But we didn't have like,
Yeah.
there wasn't a guy within the tribe that like cut hairs, or
Yeah, it's like, man, check out my weave.
yeah, come out of the TVs.
Growing up and going to powwows, you just see people doing their braids. So it was like you'd walk from where you parked to the arbor, but everybody's getting ready for grand entry doing their braids. It was always something cool to me, and I was always fascinated by that. And I always wanted long hair, but for some reason, it took me a long time to get that fixed in my mind that I want to grow my hair. You know? Now I'm at that point where it's so long now, it's like I would just regret it if I cut it. So.
Yeah. And kids, YouTube, there's lots of stuff, about like growing your hair, and Google that stuff. There's a lot of teachings about there about hashtag boys with braids.
There you go. Shout out to Mike.
Mike Linklater started that movement, made boys really proud to wear braids, and
Definitely.
Yeah. So with that, I think we're going to take another break here. Here's another commercial from our sponsor, the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority. And with that, we'll be back with more InfoRed. RezX.
Ghouls, witches, and skeletons may be out Halloween night, but the streets will be safe with the Access Communications Pumpkin Patrol. Watch for the glow-in-the-dark access vehicles with signs and a flashing orange light. If you need help, the patrollers can quickly contact local law enforcement. For more information, visit myaccess.ca, a Saskatchewan tradition for over 20 years. The Access Communications Pumpkin Patrol.
SIGA contributes to community development corporations, which in turn invest in local communities. We had to put in new digital mammography equipment. It detects some cancers earlier. We doubled the capacity of the dialysis program. SIGA helps us to change lives.
I used to drive to Regina 3 times a week, and now I get to stay with my family, and it's changed my life for the better.
Yeah, and at the break here, we were talking here, and so, but first of all, welcome back to RezX. For people that are just joining us, I'm here with Brad Bellegarde, AKA InfoRed, and so we're just talking about just a bunch of random, numerous topics. So we thought we would start off this topic with Talk Docs, where we talk about docs.
Yeah, let's talk docs. I'm talking Doc Martens here.
No.
Documentaries are huge, though. I think right now what we're seeing is a resurgence of recognizing indigenous culture and history by documentaries, through documentaries. And I think what really kickstarted this movement was the movement that happened down in North Dakota.
Oh, Standing Rock.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the documentaries have just evolved. So many things have evolved out of this idea of documenting things. And it's as simple as grabbing your cell phone and you can create a documentary right on your cell phone. People document their lives, you know, and I think that's what's cool. I think thinking back to it, my favorite documentary of all time though was Rhyme or Reason.
Okay. Yeah, that's an old school one, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
we had to rent it at Blockbuster. If you don't know what Blockbuster is, kids, Google that. Blockbuster was where it was at back in the day.
Yeah, and you had to show up early. Because if you showed up like at 10, 11, I'm going to movies, they would be all gone. You'd have to get like really bad B movies. Like,
yeah,
you couldn't get the new releases.
That's where Rhyme or Reason came out of. It's like, oh, look at this. Look at, is that Nate Dogg on the cover? That is Nate Dogg. Let's get this. You know, there's hip hop documentaries out there that I would recommend for people if they want to learn about hip hop. There's Rhyme or Reason.
The show.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
The show was awesome. Yeah. I had the tape.
Oh yeah, me too.
I had the tape.
Yeah.
Notorious Big was on it. Another good one I would say, keeping in the spirit of this program, is Rumble.
Oh, Rumble. Yeah, Rumble.
Rumble. You know, it's like in 2012 we did a show here for Aboriginal Day Live, and we got to hang out with Stevie Salas and Bernard Hopkins. Is that his name, Bernard Hopkins? Bernard Fowler, not Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Fowler, who was part of the Stones, and then we got to hang out with Buffy St. Marie, and I was like, I know this guy, Bernard Fowler. You remember those old breakdancing video movies, like Breakin' 1 and Breakin' 2?
Yeah.
This guy acts on it.
Really?
I'm like, man, that's the same guy. And just hearing the evolution of what influenced them to become artists, that was just inspiring. So I think that's one way documentaries can help kids, and other individuals. Don't have to be a kid. Just find your passion and stick with it, and it just influences you, you know. And it's like something that's inspiring.
Yeah, I know. Like Rumble, like telling stories of there's certain music artists that were part of some of the biggest songs out there.
I know.
You're just like, what? So this guy played guitar on this big song, or Redbone. You'll come and get your love stories behind those things. It's just was. Yeah, love it, man. But we're getting close to the end of the show here. You know, I wish we could talk a little bit more here. Join us later. We'll be actually at the RezX page, and we'll continue this on over there. But I really want to thank you for coming out tonight, and
You're welcome, man.
And it's been really fun. But people, tune in next week, because this ain't gonna stop there. We got another show with InfoRed too. So think of this, part 2 with InfoRed coming up next week here. But before I go, I want to thank my sponsor, the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority, our season sponsor, and our co-sponsor, Sigayawak Artist Collective. And thank you very much for coming out.
Right on, man. No fingerprints. Found it.
But yeah, thanks. Anything I want to say?
Right on. Nothing. I just want to thank you for letting me come on this. And basically, if you're interested, anybody watching, if you're interested to follow your passion, I'm just going to tell my main message is follow your passion, follow through with what you enjoy doing. If that's drawing, painting, whether it's sports, whether it's reading, it's writing, it's making beats. Stick to it, because you own that. That's what you own, and that's what's going to be your foundation for who you are later years in life. So stick to it.
Yes, good messaging. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. RezX, we out.
And we're back here with Talk Talks right now. Talk Talks. We're back here with Talk Talks. No. Talk Talks.
Talk Talks.